Next we got what's up on the agenda? Are we doing requests only next, or are we doing Gary's?
What do you
Gary's
guys?
games. I think we should end with Gary's games.
Okay.
I think we should end on a
cool.
Let's do that.
We got request poll mixed martial cultivator by Austin Beck, who is here in the audience today by a different name.
Yeah, Austin Beck also Austin Beck is the secret identity of Lavelle Jackson.
Do not tell anyone.
Lavelle Jackson's the actual superhero. Austin Beck is his civilian facade.
Right.
So, this is a cultivation harem GameLit. And he gave us a list of characters. So we have John LeBlanc, charismatic American MMA fighter.
That is a name.
Usual harem man swagger. Like, okay, first of all, charismatic and American MMA fighter. Like, those are not usually things you would put together.
That's true.
I think.
Why aren't they charismatic?
I don't know. Okay, Dominic Cruz. Maybe that's one of them that I can.
He is, yes.
He's got some charm, but he's more of like a professor, right? His charisma isn't necessarily like it's like intense informational charisma. You know, like this is a person I can learn from.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
But like the real charisma guys are like George St. Pierre.
Right? Oh, GSP.
Yeah.
Such a fucking legend.
Like those guys. Those guys.
Practice my tactics and take him down in the ring.
By his performance. Okay, so Yitri Mizu. Yitri
Mazue.
Mazue. Oh, of course. Yeah, this is Japanese, of course. Yitri Mazue. Cat girl, soft spoken and sexy. Rhonda Jensen, female American MMA fighter. Sounds like your usual hot chick. A little ditzy and immature, but sexy.
Sexy nevertheless.
Yes. Tasha, kitsune girl. She is confident, no nonsense type. I'm going to make sure there's no sexy marker on this one, so she is going to be...
She's not sexy. It's clear. It's clear. She's kitsune.
She's going to be a hag.
She might be pretty,
just so you know, well, you didn't specify. She's gonna be sexy. No, she's not going to be sexy. All right, Cyclops. Enemies in this section. Sound and act like Sloth from the Goonies.
Hey, you guys!
All right. So I'm going to take all the female roles since Annie is not here with us today. So you guys fight over Chunk and John LeBlanc. Chunk. Sloth.
I can do Cyclops if you're not feeling it, Justin.
Let's see. Well, why don't we trade? Why don't we trade at the chapter break? See what happens there.
Trade.
Do you want to be John LeBlanc first or Cyclops?
I'll start.
First?
I'll start with John LeBlanc. I feel like I can get into that. I can.
Get in the charismatic swagger.
American pasta.
Right,
pasta.
Okay. Who wants to narrate?
It's fun. Neither of us are American. Oh dear.
It's first person, right? Neither of us are American.
Is it first person?
Yeah.
Okay, so John LeBlanc is all right. So be like, whoever's gonna narrate, be as stereotypical American as you could possibly think of.
It is first person.
All right.
Tough.
No,
sure. I'll do my caricature of an American.
Yeah, do it. Oh man, I'm excited.
Okay. All right.
Chapter 34 excerpt.
Tasha pointed between two large trees.
Large. See, you did the Canadian large.
Is there a large? How do Americans say it?
Large. It's
large.
Large.
Tasha pointed between two large trees. I'll just do a southern accent because that's American too.
This way. If we move quickly, we can be there in 30 to 40 minutes.
She didn't wait for a response. She entered the woods rapidly. I shrugged at Yitri and Rhonda. You heard the lady. Let's go.
Yikes. She's freaking fast, and I have been neglecting my cardio lately. Shame.
Damn, you're still sexy. Rhonda replied with her plump bottom lip out. We sprinted behind the female kitsune with the wind flowing through our hair. She was a fast runner, but I was able to catch up with her quickly with my +1 speed core. The girls brought up the rear, but they weren't too far behind. I was able to run alongside her. She was surprised that I had caught up to her so quickly. She gave me a surprised look.
Which one is this? The kitsune?
I think it might be
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Rock.
Oh, wait, no. I have a speed core, I added.
Yes, you do. Impressive. So do I, as a matter of fact.
We weaved through the trees as the air flowed throughout, moistening hair. I almost decapitated myself by running straight into a tree limb. I was able to duck just in time. That little mishap encouraged me to slow down a bit. I wouldn't be saving anyone if I was unconscious or dead. It would also be embarrassing to do in front of 3 beautiful women. Now, Tasha, she's not sexy, but she is beautiful, I'll tell you that much. I glanced behind to see if Yitri and Rhonda as they pressed on. Yitri didn't look winded at all, but I could tell that Rhonda was struggling a bit. I've never been an avid runner, but that would probably change now that I had this speed core.
Okay, enough. I need you guys to fucking stop a minute.
Rhonda exclaimed, out of breath. Tasha sighed heavily, but stopped. We all did and put our hands on our knees. Ooh, I was more tired than I thought. It was a good idea to take a short break. Rhonda put one hand on her hip and at the back of her other hand on her forehead.
Shit. I'll be good to go in a minute.
She began to slowly pace the forest floor.
I think that's...
No problem. That's me. No problem. You just take some deep breaths. The Felania are strong athletes, so running comes natural in me. Oh, wait, I think I'm the human. I think this is someone else.
Oh, you... Oh, okay.
Maybe
so
Rhonda?
I'm gonna assume it's Yitri. Yitri.
No problem. Just take some deep breaths. The Felania are strong athletes, so running comes naturally to me. You are doing great for a human.
The kitsune are also great runners. I have found most humans to be pitiful at running, but John is beginning to change my tune a bit.
Tasha said with a grin. I held up my hand. No, this is all speed core. I say we walk a bit to build out my mist reserves again. Tasha nodded.
That will be fine. We aren't far. If you look directly ahead, you see a little glow beginning to show itself. That is the campfire.
Oh my god, what voice is that? Simpsons? Oh no, it's from Family Guy. The pharmacist
The pharmacist.
that I'm starting to
Mort
get.
Waldman.
That guy.
Mort.
Yeah, Mort.
Oh,
I don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think Rhonda narrowed her eyes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Rhonda narrowed her eyes.
I don't see jack shit.
Yitri laughed.
The kitsune have a very strong night vision. Our race does as well.
Humans, like, suck.
Rhonda muttered. Everyone ready? We'll go slower since we are close. Who's to say there won't be one of those guys walking the perimeter or taking a piss? I said as I looked ahead. Yitri stepped beside me and put her hand on my shoulder.
John, let Tasha and me go in front. We can see better than you two. We won't engage if we see anything.
My need to be a man and keep this woman safe. Wanted to tell her no, but, well, I lost my place. You know, however, she was right. It made a lot more sense for them to go first. Okay, that's me. Okay, Rhonda, and I will be right behind you, I replied with great reservation. The Felania and Kitsune nodded and pressed forward. They crouched and moved quickly. I could see their heads move side to side as they scanned the woods for danger. Their soft, bushy tails swayed back and forth. Soon they stopped in their tracks. Something had spooked them. I wondered what it was. I moved quietly until I was right between the two ladies. Huh. What's up? Yitri pointed to a figure walking about 30 yards ahead. The animal girls were right. I would have missed this danger completely. I narrowed my eyes, but I could just make out that it was a sizable humanoid. It had to be a wandering cyclops.
Are you guys gonna switch soon? Gary's
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm having a good time.
Okay.
We switching over?
It is
Or
a
I think it's probably coming in soon. The Cyclops?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
let's switch when the Cyclops does come in.
Okay.
Or like just keep going.
Yeah, we'll go for a bit. There's like a chapter break coming up too.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
a Cyclops.
That works.
I can't make out what he is doing.
Eitri muttered. Just as the words left her mouth, he bent over to pick up something from the ground. Tasha broke her silence.
It's an animal carcass. He had a trap set.
The Cyclops smelled the kill and held it over his head and grunted excitedly, like this. Reminded me of the sloth character in one of my favorite films, The Goonies. You seen that one? The Cyclops placed the animal in a sack, turned back toward its camp. Sack! Shh. Hold on, guys. Wait a second. Do you see any others? I asked quietly. The girls scanned the area once more and shook their heads.
I think we should take this one out quietly while he is away from camp. Let's move closer.
Tasha said as she began to move ahead without any discussion. The Cyclops bent over to retrieve more prey from another trap. He grunted even more loudly this time.
Oh my God!
I heard a loud snap, and Tasha dropped to the ground. I heard loud gasping. She was hurt badly, but she tried desperately to hold a scream in. The Cyclops stopped abruptly after he heard the loud sound. I reached Tasha to see that she had stepped on one of the traps these monsters had set. It looked just like the bear traps he had seen on TV before. It just looked like a metal mouth with sharp teeth.
My leg! It hurts so bad.
Tasha whispered very loudly. The Cyclops turned in all directions as he tried to determine where the snap originated. These things weren't very smart, which was a win for us.
We need to get this off her.
Eitri grabbed the sides of the trap as she looked for a release. It took her a couple of moments until they heard a click and the trap was open. The kitsune grabbed for her wound and gasped. I was impressed with her restraint, but the Cyclops was headed in this direction. Tasha's foot was almost amputated at the ankle and it was bleeding profusely. Eitri, help her! Rhonda and I are gonna take out this Cyclops. The Cyclops raised his fists in the air and screamed as he finally caught sight of our location. Ah! I closed my eyes and ignited my mist aura. Rhonda followed my lead. Blitz! I yelled as I sped behind the huge Cyclops monster. Yeah! I screamed as I slammed my open palm into his back. He screeched. It knocked him directly in a jump kick from a flying Rhonda. Her foot exploded into his chest. Ooh. The monster fell flat on his back directly in front of me. I looked down at him and his one large eye. This monster was hideous. The eye was a lot larger. The eye was as large as a cup saucer. My mist aura was reflected in his eyes. It inspected my face as well, then screamed again.
Ah!
It grabbed my leg, pulled it out from under me. Ooh! This caused me to lose my balance. Air left my lungs as my back fell flat on the unforgiving ground. The Cyclops screamed loud nonsense that hurt my ears.
Nonsense!
Ow! I could tell that he was trying to call out to his buddies from camp. I was sure he would be successful. The scream almost ruptured my eardrums. I somersaulted backward, stood to my feet. Hoo! Ha! Hoo! Ha! My lungs continued to starve for air as I wheezed and coughed.
Mistblade!
Rhonda screamed as she launched into the air. Her right arm exploded in pink light. It changed into a pink blade. She wasn't holding a pink blade. Her arm was the blade. She pointed the blade down and pierced the Cyclops in one of its only eye. Eye juice. Eye juice. Eye juice squirted all over the place. The wet, sticky sound. I don't know what else to call it, actually, guy. Like, what else do you call it? It's eye juice.
It's the vitreous and aqueous humor.
It's like egg white.
Egg white. Ugh. I always pictured it being black.
Really?
Eye juice?
Eye juice?
Yeah.
Black?
Eye juice. I thought so.
Eye
Anyways.
liquor.
No
The
idea.
wet, sticky sound the eye made was stomach churning. This is what it sounded like from Jeff.
So gross.
Holy shit! I didn't know you could do that! I said with my eyes wide.
Oh, you missed a whole paragraph, man.
Oh shit! Oh, sorry.
So gross.
Rhonda said as she extracted her blade arm from the eye socket. Blood and other disgusting liquids dropped to the ground. She flicked the blade in an attempt to remove as much gore as she could. Suddenly, her blade arm changed back to a regular arm. Holy shit! I didn't know you could do that! I said with my eyes wide.
I am sure there are a lot of things you don't know about me.
Rhonda pinched my butt cheek and smiled as she walked back to Tasha. I knelt beside Yeetree. Are you able to heal the wound?
I have stopped the bleeding and helped her with pain management, but there isn't a lot I can do out here. I will be able to do more back in Red Reach in a proper environment. She will need to be either carried out, or two of us can give her support on both sides as she jumps on her good foot.
I nodded. Okay, that settles it. You and Rhonda, take Tasha back to town. Now. Rhonda gasped.
Fuck that, John. I am not leaving you out here to deal with these things. Just get that thought out of your pretty little head.
Tasha held her free hand up.
Guys, I can go with Yeetree alone. I can jump one leg with my arm wrapped around her.
We'll manage fine.
Added Yeetree. All right, do we have let's do a cast switch up here.
Yes.
I will, I'll be, so Gary will now be,
Brock
what's his face?
Everman. What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock. John
LeBrock.
Brock.
Yeah, and then I'll be
Okay.
whatever monsters come in.
I'm surprised he went with French.
Le Broc.
It sounds a little wussy for this character, but
Le Brock. I'm the Brock. Not just
Hold on.
Brock.
Yep.
The
Definitely
Brock.
lost my place. Oh no.
I'm having a blast, by the
that's
way.
really
This
good.
is a lot of fun, Lavelle.
Yeah.
can we witness that joke one more time? Gary Simmons joke there.
It's too good. That's too good.
All right.
Gary Simmons, everybody.
Okay, so
Okay. All right, we good to go?
indeed, we need him for president. Okay. Who am I again?
You're all the ladies.
The lead.
I'm still the late. Okay, so you guys are the only ones switching. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
I locked eyes with Rhonda and smiled. Hey, I'm subverting expectations. I'm really strong.
Yeah,
Yes.
keep
Yes.
going. This is brilliant.
It's Rhonda. You're smiling and talking, I believe.
No, I think you're talking.
Are you ready for this? There'll be quite a few of these things. Rhonda rolled her eyes.
I can do this just fine. I recall saving your ass earlier. Have you forgotten that, Mr. MMA?
Oh, I narrowed my eyes and shook my head. All right, I can tell that getting you to leave will be a battle I don't have any shot of winning.
Yep.
She chirped the cheek as she gave me a quick kiss on my lips. Me?
Thank you for trying, though.
Well, the kiss took me off guard. I didn't mind one bit. This girl was beautiful and an ass kicker.
So, what's the plan? The screaming from that nasty dude back there probably got the others' attention.
That was my guess too, but I haven't heard any sounds coming from the direction since then. I'm not a big planner. I'm hoping that several of them are congregated in the middle of the camp.
Do we really want a bunch of them together? That seems kind of not a good idea.
I learned a new technique that can surely F people up 10 yards around me. I haven't practiced it a great deal, but I think I have the timing down. Oh, we'll fucking see so anyway.
I'm on board. Lead the way, Mr. LeBrock.
After I glanced back at Yeetree helping Tasha back to Red Peach, I motioned for Rhonda to follow me towards the Cyclops camp.
Rhonda.
Let's get as close as we can before we decide on an attack, okay, guys? Keep your guys peeled for traps and such. I whispered that.
Good plan.
Surprisingly enough, it didn't look like any of the other Cyclopses became suspicious of the missing one or the loud sounds he had made. Is this me?
Sorry. I think that's still you.
No, let's walk the perimeter, get a better look at the layout of the camp. We need to see where the kitsune are as well. Rhonda raised an eyebrow.
You know, you are kind of hot when you're in charge and leading and stuff.
I chuckled. Thanks, I guess. We spent the next half hour laying low and constructing a plan. We saw one of the kitsune women in a 6x6 bamboo-looking cage. The other cage was empty. We assumed that the other woman was in the cave with the Alpha Cyclops. Seven large dudes were walking around the center of the camp. We had yet to see the Alpha come out of the cave. They were all roughly the same size, give or take an inch or two. They were strong, but they were so slow and dumb. If Rhonda and I stayed focused, we shouldn't have a great deal of trouble. The kitsune laid in the fetal position in the cage. There wasn't much room to do much else. It had to be torture being in something that small. We had to get her out of that thing. A lot of grunting erupted by the campfire. We glanced over and saw they were preparing some dinner. All right, let's make our way to the cage and let her out. Then we go to the cave to find the other. I am worried if we start killing everyone out there, the Alpha will kill the kitsune he has with him.
I like that plan.
Rhonda patted me on the shoulder. You release her and I will cover you. Tell her to haul bottom back to Red Peach. Rhonda nodded.
Got it. We need to get going before they are done with their food.
She began crouch walking in the direction of the cage. I moved alongside her as I looked at the camp center. I heard Rhonda mutter the words,
Mistblade.
Then a quick swipe. She opened the door and helped the kitsune to her feet. The kitsune promptly embraced her. Rhonda whispered something into the woman prisoner's ear. She nodded and began to move toward the spot we had just departed from. Rhonda came to me afterward.
I told her to get back to Red Reach as soon as she could. She was weak and malnourished. I don't think she's going to move that fast. She's fucked up mentally and physically. I don't know what we're going to find in that cave.
I've been reading that as Red Peach. I didn't see that was an R. Oh, dear. The cave entrance had a torch over the top, which made the opening look like a demon's eye. Well, let's go. We don't have much time. I began to approach, and Rhonda followed. As we reached the entrance, grunts and moans echoed from deep within. The cavern corridor was narrow and empty. Oh, as we moved deeper, the grunts and moans, well, they just grew louder. The good thing about the Alpha being this deep is that his comrades won't know when we kill him, huh? We reached the door to the glowing chamber and looked inside without bringing attention to ourselves. My heart dropped and I felt my stomach contents rise. Rhonda turned her head away and moved back in the corridor. On the far side of the chamber, the kitsune lay lifeless on her back on a table. Her wrists and ankles were tied to this table. The Cyclops stood at the table with his back turned toward us. He had a weapon and it looked like a butcher's cleaver, and he was hacking at her corpse. Oh my goodness! Oh my God! Oh God! Well, let me tell you right now, the blood dripped from the table onto the floor. I mean, the carnage had created a massive pool. I mean, you could swim in that shit. I backed against the wall and looked at Rhonda, who was shaken by the gruesome scene. Stay here. I will take care of him.
Fuck no. I want a piece of this butchering asshole.
She whispered as her teeth gnashed and her fists clenched. I nodded and closed my eyes. I charged my limbs with extreme efficiency and speed. Blitz! I yelled as I entered the room. The Cyclops turned around just in time to receive a fist in his throat. grabbed his neck with both hands and fell backwards into the table, knocking it over on its side with the kitsune still attached.
Ouch.
Oh my goodness. After the table slammed onto the granite floor, her intestines, they splashed onto the floor and dark blood began to pool. I wasn't sure if he had hacked her up for food or just because he was a sadistic monster. Rhonda did a quick jump with her mist blade arm and brought it toward his eye.
Hey!
He rolled away just in time, and Rhonda's mist blade, that went through the table and plunged into the corpse of the mutilated kitsune.
Fuck! I'm sorry.
He threw that cleaver toward Rhonda. It flipped end over end. She ducked, but the blade did graze her shoulder, leaving a bloody, seeping wound.
Shit!
She screamed.
You freaking asshole!
Then I sidekicked the alpha in the side of his head, knocking blood and teeth onto the stone wall. Ooh. I followed the attack with a spinning heel kick to the back of his head. The Cyclops' large eyeball popped out of his head and dangled by the optic nerve. A scream that would wake the dead erupted from deep within the maniac.
Disgusting! Oh my god!
Goodness gracious, exclaimed Rhonda. The alpha, he grabbed the dangling eyeball and he proceeded to pop it back in. I just stood there in awe as the big monster stood to his feet. While he forced the large eyeball back into the bloody socket, he ripped the side of the large orb. Green liquid streamed down the side of his face. He turned to me, and he raised his fists in the air. He shook them while he grunted viciously. You know, he was much taller than I originally thought. He towered over me. The gruesome eye juice ran down his chest and glistened in the torchlight. Rhonda screamed, and she spun clockwise and executed a perfect leg sweep. The alpha slammed onto his back, causing the floor under our feet to vibrate. Well, I tell you, I wasted no time as I axe kicked him in the face, busting his damaged eye completely.
Damn it, John! You got that goo on my leg! Fuck my life!
The alpha, he frantically covered the gaping wound. Blood mixed with green liquid seeped through his fingers. The rancid liquid had spilled into his mouth, which caused a disgusting gurgle, not to mention the stink of the liquids.
Mistblade!
Rhonda conjured her arm blade and slit the Cyclops' throat in a split second.
Die already!
Rhonda gagged as the monster bled out. You assisted in kill of elite Cyclops. You received partial mist from the kill. You have received 250 mist energy. Rhonda stood at the dead body of the kitsune.
I hate for the kitsune to see her butchered body. I just hope she died quickly before this cunt began cutting her up.
Well, I found the leather blanket and covered that salty language and the kitsune, Yoshi.
Wang.
Oh shit, it's me. I apologize. All right, let's finish this and get back, I growled. Rhonda embraced me warmly.
I'm glad they brought you from Earth. You are awesome.
Well, you're pretty awesome yourself. I murmured as I put my thumb and index finger on her chin and I lifted it. I kissed her softly for a few seconds and pulled away. She smiled and placed her head on my chest. Shit, how's your shoulder? Are you going to be okay? I asked as I looked at the bloody laceration. It's me! Rhonda looked at her shoulder and sighed.
Yeah, I think so. I have an ointment that I will shove into the wound that should stop the bleeding. You three can patch it up in Red Reach. Let's kill these bastards.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yes.
You
Goodness
did it, guys.
gracious.
So,
Yes.
I did not know that you had that voice, Gary. We need it
Didn't
all
know
the
there until
time.
it kind of came out.
Every book.
Every
Oh,
book, that guy
just
needs to
The
star.
reactions to everything he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's
Golden.
such a,
Very good.
between all of us, we've got such interesting ways of reading books. Can you imagine an entire book in either of those narrators' voices?
Oh God.
Like
I
the-
can
the really-
imagine
Rhonda looked at her.
killing
my
myself.
my favorite thing in the whole thing was like blah blah
Like
blah,
now?
moistening hair.
Moistening hair. The moistening hair. Well, I was very satisfied reading eye juices. That's a very satisfying thing to say. It's like texture for the mouth. It's really quite nice.